Hi, so we're finishing the second semester of our studies and we were assigned an artificial intelligence project to do. Our initial idea was to create an AI that will be able to play a game of Minesweeper. For this task we have decided to use new genetic algorithm, which stands for Neural Evolution of Augmented Topologies. This algorithm basically simulates an evolution process but for neural networks. And after a long 2 weeks of trying to make everything work, we have successfully achieved despair and decided to give up on that idea. I mean, our neural network had an 18% win rate, which is still better than an average human being, simply because no one knows how to play Minesweeper. But that wasn't enough, so we moved to our plan B. Alcoholism. Jokes aside, we have collected a dataset of more than 26,000 wine bottles. You can find it in the video description if you want. But our team decided to stick with something simpler, and we have chosen to use a dataset of red Spanish wines, which is including the rating of a wine from 4.2 to 4.9. So we had an idea of making a model that will predict it. Let's start with some data analysis. This heat map shows a correlation between a wine rating and its vintage, price, richness, and acidity. As you can see, there is a somewhat strong connection between rating and price, and at least some connections between rating and other parameters. More detailed ratings correlations with vintage, grape variety, Spain origin, and even the winery one was made in are demonstrated on these charts. Now let's talk about machine learning. To create our model we used an ensemble learning method. Okay, this first was pretty random. As I was saying, we use an ensemble learning method called random forest. What is it? So, everyone knows what a decision tree is. Imagine 3 of them. Same input values are being passed to each of these trees. Then we take the output of every individual tree, and after a totally democratic voting, the average of all outputs is being taken as the final one. That's basically it, except that this little tree actually looks like this 9 levels deep monstrosity, and there are 20 of them. We have already built a model, and the only thing that is left to do is testing. You can look at the predictions of our model compared to actual reviews at this chart. In percentage, its accuracy is estimated to be around 80%. By the way, did I mention that this was made by Python library called scikit-learn? Because our professor won't approve it, we've also created another model from scratch. Here are the predictions of it. Can you spot the difference? In terms of predictions, they're almost identical. But in the terms of speed, from scratch model is 4 times slower. And in the terms of size, well, just look at this chart. There are actually 3 bars. From scratch model is more than 360 times bigger. We have also created a simple website so our model has a proper user interface.
So as you can see, we bought some Spanish red wine. It is Merlot from 2019 from Castilla-La Mancha. I think we will give it to someone to just rate.
Once parameters were passed into our model and the predicted rating is the result. Let's make some real-life testing.
We have found a random person from the streets and we will give him some wine to taste and to rate. Hello, can you please introduce yourself?
Bohdan, 32.
32 years old, yes. Proszę.
I will rate this wine as 4. Ой, as 4.310604. Да иди ты нахуй, не буду это читать.
Да читай!
As you can see, our AI has predicted the rating perfectly, which proves its high test efficiency from before. Now we can surely say that this project was a success. For us, it was a good push into data science and machine learning as well. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.